This is a supercut of both Paranormal Investigations at Jim's house, with extra commentary and evidence review sections. If you've already seen these videos and just want to watch the new information, you can go to these timestamps on the screen. If you are new to the channel, then grab a drink and snack. You've got 2 hours of paranormal investigation content coming up. The first timestamp is the breakdown of Investigation 1, and the second is the breakdown of Investigation 2, plus our final verdict on this location, plus a look ahead at what we are going to have next on the channel. So without further ado, let's start the first video.
So we are here in Westmoreland County, PA, at another residential client's home. His name is Jim, and he reached out to us after experiencing paranormal activity, from lights turning on and off, to running footsteps, to even knocking on the walls. Pretty basic claims, but there could be more to it. That's what we're here to find out.
I'm very jealous of your jobs.
It is fun.
I really want to do it.
Been hearing some knocking the past week.
Okay.
Like happens around like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I've been hearing it over here.
Okay.
It's the corner, or if it's up in the attic.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So,
This is our bedroom. There's nothing really
Crazy.
crazy, and that's where the cat is.
Perfect.
things like will occasionally disappear and reappear in weird places, like places they never were. Like
Okay.
my glasses will be like in the weirdest place. He'll tell you about his glasses. Like, they're just weird. This is just my office.
Okay.
That's the typewriter right there.
Oh, nice.
I just stuck it there.
So we didn't explain this during the breakdown, but the typewriter was found in the attic after they bought the home. They assume it was the original homeowners. The activity started shortly after finding this.
We have had some issues with this light.
Okay.
Like, one day we were just sitting in the living room and it was on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. Like, just for no reason.
Okay, that's definitely shouldn't be a wire.
Right.
No, we just bought the house in April, and it was fully inspected. So I mean,
Okay.
everything was
Checked
passed.
out.
Yeah.
Right. Have you guys ever been touched in any like brushed, touched, poked, any type of physical?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
When I'm downstairs at night playing NHL on Xbox, it'll feel like something every once in a while will like something's crawling up my leg.
And occasionally I get, like, if I'm asleep, I'll get like the shake to wake up, and I'll think that it's him, and he's not even in bed.
So you're in bed,
I'm in bed, yeah.
and it's like someone's trying to wake you up.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's almost like something here is definitely trying to get your attention, for sure. It doesn't seem malicious right
To
now.
me, I don't think it is, but he feels
I had
there's
a more aggressive,
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's
and
always
that
been
was
like,
outside.
hey,
Yes.
you, I'm gonna play with your like shiny jewelry and hide it, and then all of a sudden it'll reappear 3 days later. Or I always thought that when I lived with my mother for a while, and I would always have this pair of earrings that would disappear. I just randomly named her. I named her Vanessa. I was like, Vanessa took it. Like, it'll be back in a couple of days. And I
Because
would
we were talking about attachments, this popped.
I would
in my
talk
hand.
to her and I would say, hey Vanessa, give me that back. And like the next day it was back.
Okay.
And so my mom always thinks that I brought her here with me. But like, I've been in like 3 houses since then.
That's something for us to kind of aim at, you know, and see if Vanessa is a spirit that is following you or did come with you here. And if there is, we can get some information and try to give a little
I
clarity.
randomly named her that. I don't know if that's her name. But did you talk to him about like about the previous owner and or the bushy run people? Okay.
Yeah, so Russell, we won't say last name just due to privacy purposes, but Russell will acknowledge that's the first name of the original owner, and then obviously a lot of the Indian grounds around and whatnot. So we try not to dive too much into that because it gets to be very broad when you do dive into Indian lands and things of that nature. But if something relevant were to come up, it's something that we can kind of try to discuss and see if there's any relevance to that, what's going on here. But we just don't go full in depth with that just because we're...
Keep it up and
Yeah.
That's what I think I know what it is. And
Well, here's the nice thing. Hopefully we can get enough information for you that whatever information we gather to what you may think it is, if it does correlate, it gives you a little bit of peace of mind if it's not a bad thing, obviously.
I'm hoping that it's Russell and it's not something to do with that.
Bushy Run, you mean? Oh, that?
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that could have been Russell's. Like, they could have
It
brought
could
it
have been,
there.
but I mean, it was. And then when his son was here,
Yeah.
that's just when everything started happening.
He had made like this, he'll show you, but he had made this like covering for the hot water meter
Okay.
downstairs.
I think I sent you a picture where that was
Yes.
supposed to be.
Yeah, and it had like a Steeler helmet carved in it, and he had made it. Russell made it.
And it's had
And
his initials on the
came
back
and
of
was
the
like,
helmet.
"Can I walk around and look around?" Like, and I was like, "Come on, man, look around."
Sure.
Sure. And he walked around and he saw that and he said, "Oh, my dad made that." So we took it off and gave it to him because we
Sure.
were like, "Your dad
Yeah,
did
he
that."
wanted to
Like,
go out and get his
you should,
phone and
like-
take a picture.
Yeah,
of it.
who's
And
gonna
I'm
take a picture to send to his siblings? And we were like,
If you want to hear it, yeah.
"Take it."
Your dad made it. I'm not going to be
Yeah.
an a-hole and keep
Sure.
it.
Sure.
Maybe he wanted
And then
it.
he wanted to give us
Yeah.
money for it, and I was like, no.
I mean,
Made it.
it could very well be a strong possibility of Russell. You know, I know you were mentioning in the shed, a lot of stuff is still Russell's from there.
Yeah.
So there could be some type of attachment with him and the house, the land in itself. So it's something for us to keep mind with while we're doing our investigation to see if it is him.
But I mean, he's got from my understanding, a pretty rare coin collection that's buried somewhere outside.
So if it's okay with you, we did bring our metal detector.
That's fine.
Okay.
My brother was
You do
going
what
to
you
do the
wanna
same
do.
Okay,
thing.
just to kind of see if there
Got it.
is,
We'll
yeah,
split the proceeds.
if there, if there is something to that, you know, because that's a pretty significant thing for somebody. And if they buried it for a purpose, whatever that purpose may be. So if we were able to pinpoint where it is, maybe see if we can capture something coming through one of our devices and put a little story together with why it's still buried there and what the relevance is.
But I think most of the stuff is downstairs. Because it even sometimes feels weird if I like go down to do laundry. I'm like, it is weird down here.
Yeah, I mean, the closer you get to the shed, the more weirdness feelings you get. Like I was telling you, I mean, when we moved into this house, it was like this was home. We'd been here for years. There was never any uneasiness. And now, I mean, I don't even go outside after dark back there.
Yeah.
Which, when we go downstairs, I'll show you. But my grandmother, my late grandmother, she passed away in the 90s, got me this plate collection, and one of the plates just fell and shattered.
Here?
Yeah, downstairs.
Well, let's go downstairs. Let's see if I could feel some type of vibe here, because there seems to be a different.
It's like
Feeling.
Right here is where that Steeler thing was.
Okay. This is like the water line and.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this was right there, and it like fell perfectly down in there and shattered.
Look at that, Carlo.
What? Oh, there.
That's the plate that fell and it shattered.
You can see, I mean, they're in perfect condition.
Oh,
All of a
absolutely.
sudden, It just, I was sitting there playing hockey and, you know, dropping a couple of F-bombs, and then all of a sudden it was just like,
I mean, right now, which isn't out of the ordinary. I mean, it seems pretty calm right now. I don't feel anything, but that means nothing. Trust me, that could change just like that. So I like to usually, when I walk through, feel, because I could sense on energy and whatnot. So I like to judge it from when I first walk in to the middle of the night to the end of the night to get the difference of them. So right now it feels okay, but that's typical. Where else? Anything else down here that?
well, I'd like to show you this before it gets too dark.
Sure. The shed?
Yeah. Like, I would have this closed,
That's what you were talking about.
and
That.
then it would
Yep.
come open like that. I mean, as you can see, I mean, you get a,
Got it.
it's just not. So there's a table in the garage that we
Okay.
were using for like different things, and I was cutting up wood, and I literally stuck it in front of it, and it did not move for like a month until today.
Oh, today's the first day.
Today's the first day where that table has not been there to keep this door closed.
And it moved.
But, I mean, but these are the lights I was telling you about that never.
These ones right here.
worked. And then my brother started communicating with it and was like, you know, if you're Russell, how do you turn these lights on? And all of a sudden they just came on.
That's taking a
They
pretty
came
big
on.
energy.
They were like on.
They were full on. They weren't flickering.
Every single light in there was on,
But what happens to you out here?
which was right here.
My
Our
car was
vehicle
parked.
is usually parked right here.
Okay.
And I was out here smoking a cigar, just leaning up against it. and then all of a sudden, I just heard these footsteps running towards me. I mean, it was like
Oh, geez.
real fucking fast, and I was
Coming from this way?
coming from that way. And from that night on, when I would come out to smoke a cigar, I'd have the garage open and I would not venture out past where the light shone, because I would hear stuff over here and I would get a really uneasy feeling.
Now, do you feel like this happens? Like, do you feel like light kind of helps you from like the energy affecting you, or is it just something that's like a conscious mindset of like, if I'm in the light?
Like a conscious mind
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
I stuck the table in front of there as a conscious mind.
Sure, absolutely.
And she's like, you realize that if it wanted to move it, it couldn't. I'm like, why you gotta tell me this?
I mean, valid point. Again, valid point. But it is also.
They could go through it.
It is, but you know what though? It also help you because listen, at the end of the day, I saw that door. That door's hard to open up.
Yeah.
It's even the latch, great, you unlatch it. You have to pull it, and it's almost like you gotta like give it a little tug towards the end to get it to come out. So, if you're thinking to yourself like, okay, like there could be an explainable cause of that, when you put that table in front of there, and that table were to move, the door to be open. Now you're giving a little bit more validation for yourself. So I don't blame you for doing that, actually. And if it gives you peace of mind, why not?
The deck was not original to the house. They added it on after they bought the house.
Okay.
So the deck and all of this underneath.
Okay.
The original homeowner built that.
And that was Russell.
Yes.
It does seem from a bunch of the claims like the typewriter possibly could have been Russell's. Possibly. It had been in that era when he would have been alive. The coins, the deck itself, the shed. So there could be some type of relevance with Russell still not passing on, still kind of being attached to his home, which does happen more than people think. So it's something we can definitely dissect a little bit more into to see if that is or if there is something more.
Your glasses.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
So his glasses were missing. We looked for hours. Hours. Couldn't find them. Looked everywhere around the house. Couldn't find them. Maybe a half an hour, 20 minutes after we stopped looking, we were just like, oh, whatever, we're just going to deal with it. And they were in the car, in the back seat, like on the floor of the back seat. And we had all looked, like all three of us had looked in the car
I don't sit
multiple
in the back,
times.
So there's no reason.
Yeah, that's...
He never sits in the back. We had all three looked in the car several times, in the front and back,
Sure.
and they weren't in there. And he went, and they were just there on the floor. That's like a Vanessa type thing to me, because she would like messes with stuff and moves it.
But once again,
It was here.
this area.
Okay, so this is a
like
big area
the
right here.
hot spot
Okay.
right here.
What would you guys like from us as far as this investigation goes? What's your guys' goal for us?
Find out what's going on.
Okay.
I just,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
If any, is there anything like,
Sure.
or is it debunkable? It can hang out. I don't care if it's just here to like be fun and not like mess with, like not be mean.
Sure.
But like, if it's mean, we probably want to get rid of it.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's let us get to work for you guys because that's what we're here to do. Hopefully, we are able to gather enough information for you guys, what it's here, why it's here, and then let you guys be the judge. If we don't think it's bad or scary or going to hurt you, then you guys can be the judge of what you guys want the next step to be.
All right, we're gonna do a quick walkthrough. My name is Nicole, and I'm holding what's called a spirit talker to help you communicate a little easier.
My name is Harry.
Possibly a name. Harry, my name is Josh. I'm also holding the ghost tube. If you would like to continue to communicate with us while we're doing our sweep, please feel free to communicate through the spirit talker or the ghost tube.
If there's anything present with us tonight, can you come through? Josh is holding a device, I'm holding a device. Can you come through and tell us your name?
We did get the name Harry when we started doing our intro to the walkthrough. Are you here with us?
There's an old typewriter here. Did this belong to you? Said it's me. It could have been answering your question. You said, you were asking, you had said Harry at the beginning.
Well, here, let me do the voice recorder. We got Harry and we also got It's Me. Can you please elaborate to who we are talking to, possibly?
Harry, are we talking to you?
We got Harry, and we also got it's me. Can you please elaborate to who we are talking to, possibly?
Harry, are we talking to you?
Got a little like ghost tube towards the end of that. We'll have to dissect it a little bit later on, but it may be something similar to sound like me or May or something like that.
I thought it had said it's me again.
Harry, please feel free to communicate as much as you'd like. That's what we're here to do, is to come in contact with something here.
India.
What did that say?
It's in there.
It's in the basement.
That's what I'm thinking.
It said it right as you opened the door.
If there's something down in the basement that would like to communicate with us, please feel free to talk through one of our devices.
Open your mind.
Ooh. Okay. Well, we're here. We're willing to open up our minds to whoever may want to communicate to us. Can you please talk to one of our devices and allow us to know you're here present?
He did say when he was down here that he heard like conversations. Maybe they're conversing with each other. Are there multiple spirits here with us right now? Can you communicate and tell me yes or no through one of our devices, or even give me a number?
They would feel an uneasy feeling in here when they were doing their laundry.
I had a good life.
What'd that say?
I had a good life.
Can you please tell me who you were that had a good life? Can you put a name to it? Is there something maybe watching over this family?
Is this Russell?
Are you maybe trying to protect them or help them, or even just coincide with them?
Jim was talking about a spirit out here that he would feel trying to run up on him. Are you currently here with us? Would you like to try to communicate? Can you try to use our energy and to give us a word? It looks like you're trying to search for it.
Are we communicating with Russell? I know Russell built this deck and sheds behind Josh. Maybe you're proud of your work.
We were told about a coin collection in the backyard buried. Does that have any type of relevance to any of the spirits we're trying to communicate with? What does that mean? I got, what does that mean?
Is there a coin collection out here?
My life. That's what I got. So think about that.
Coin collection.
That could have been Russell's life. He buried it to make sure it would never go anywhere. Something to keep in mind. That's something later on we're going to have to take our metal detector and see if we can in fact pinpoint where that is. Maybe he wants it to be found.
This is the area where he hears footsteps. Maybe the coin collection is over here. We'll find out.
Child.
I'm a child. Vanessa, Jim's wife gave you the name Vanessa. Are you maybe the child? I know you like to play little games. You like hiding things, moving things.
It really makes it.
That would make sense if it is a child, because things go missing, they lose things.
Feel good.
A child would, as just two reasons. One, to think it's a game. Two, to get their attention. Maybe he doesn't know how else to get their attention. He feels things crawling up his leg. Could be a child.
And even 3, children are just naturally curious, so they could be playing with things and then setting them down. In
Misplacing them.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get the music box right now. We're going to put it in the shed.
We'll also grab the EDI. He has the heavy footsteps running through it, so we'll grab that. We'll put that out on the concrete. Maybe we can get some vibration.
All right, here. That's just setting.
That's going off.
Russell, are you the one? Ooh.
Right as you said his name. Can you go by either of our devices if this is Russell we are communicating with?
Ooh. I think we might have a possibility of communicating with Russell.
And
This is secret.
Ooh.
the coin
Yep.
collection.
Can you please tell us what is secret?
Russell, do you have a hidden treasure here?
That's a pretty big spike.
Yeah. That's K2 now.
I know it is.
EMF.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing. I'm within 6 feet minimum, so nothing that I have on me is going to cause that to go off. You, nobody.
Might
And
be
we're
some
outside.
lines
There's true.
underground, maybe.
True.
Yeah, but wouldn't it go off more consistently?
Yeah, you're right.
And there's honestly nothing I can.
Let's see if it goes off on command again. Russell, if that's you, can you come over and make this go off again? Either one of our devices.
Ooh.
Visit.
Visit. Do you like to visit here often? Do you maybe miss your home?
Tap.
What is tap?
Tap.
Oh, and maybe he's tapping the device. That's his way of communicating with us, because there's vibration on there as well. So it's picking up his EMF, and he's also tapping the device. He's giving us 2 ways of communicating with us right now. Actually, 3. He's also explaining to us through the spirit talker what he's actually trying to do. We appreciate you willing to communicate with us.
Now, Russell, since you are participating and tapping and answering our questions, is it you who scares Jim at nighttime when he comes out here? Are you doing it jokingly, maybe?
Russell. Oh.
Every time you say his name, it goes off.
Free.
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 Do you want to be free of maybe the bound that you're at right now? Or do you feel that you're free and you're just kind of roaming as you please?
I'm from the light.
Oh, that's pretty significant.
Russell, I have a very big question for you. If you are from the light, can you come and go as you please?
Ooh.
That went up to 4.
Yeah, it does not go off.
No, that does not ever go off. We are outside right now, so there's really nothing that could honestly trigger that by a natural cause that we can at least see. Could there be something under the driveway maybe? I don't know, but
But it's sitting at 0.
I know.
And it's responding to us on command. Russell, are you the one that comes and goes from the light?
I mean, that's twice. But you got a hit off of that. The first one with the 4, this one was a little bit lower, but it's still a possible hit. All right, let's see something. Let's see. Russell, can you do us a favor, please? Can you please follow us? What did it say?
Mick.
Okay. Can you please come follow us? Come into the shed you built. We have a device in there. If you walk in front of it, it'll light up. Maybe you're the one that opens the door, startles Jim a little bit.
Russell, we were told that you built this shed. Can you go inside it to show us that you're here with us?
Do you have the ability to shut the shed door if you are the one that is doing that?
Maybe we're just asking him to do too much because that just completely stopped.
Demonstrate.
So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate for you, okay? If you could just shut this door for us, even just like that, okay? If you can do that for us, we'd appreciate it.
Look below.
Look below.
Is there something underneath the shed we should be looking for, maybe?
Or maybe below here?
Oh, music box. I wonder if we're dealing with 2 here, guys, because that EDI was just going off as well. Is there something else in this shed?
If there are children in there, can you please step away?
We got underneath, right?
That's, yeah, we
Yeah.
got below.
Below.
No, it says look below.
Look below.
Or below the deck. What if the coin collection, he built this? This deck and this shed was not here. Russell built it. What if underneath it is where the
Nice
coin...
to meet you.
Could, honestly. So what I'm thinking, okay, is we got some hits out here with Russell. What I'm thinking about doing is he also has a lot of claims in his basement area, a lot of uneasy feelings, voices.
Deride.
What's that?
Deride.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead in there? And I got the SLS and everything else in there. Let's get in there. Let's see if we can't capture one of the spirits that are making him feel uneasy.
Okay.
Right now we have Nicole in the basement. She's going to be doing an ESTES method. I have a notepad and a pen. What we're going to do is write down answers or things that she's saying through there, and we're going to go over it after, see if there's any correlation.
Help!
Is there something here right now that maybe needs some help? Russell, maybe?
They.
Who are they? Russell, we believe we were communicating with you outside.
Acting out.
If you were still present with us, can you please come forth and acknowledge that?
Sleep.
Russell, I just want to make sure that you're not here to do any harm to
Amaze.
the family. Is there something else here?
Dirt.
Because I know that Jim's wife was mentioning about
Help.
something possibly being here with her. She put a name to it as Veronica. Is that the girl that may be trying to come through and communicate? I just want to make sure and confirm there are no spirits here trying to harm this family, especially Jim. And if there is, I would really appreciate if you came forward and told us who you were.
Owners.
Yeah. Okay, there were 2 previous owners. Are you talking about?
Theatric.
Are you talking about Jim and his wife? Are you talking about the owners prior? Russell was the original owner. Russell, you were in the war, and so was Jim. Is that something you feel you have in common with him whenever he's down here, or if you're trying to get his attention?
That's the second time we got dirt.
Sleep.
It is, and sleep. I mean, when you put dirt and sleep, I think a burial, almost.
Coasted.
Coasted?
Coasted.
I did ask about the army, like, I know coasted, but like coast? Coast to coast? I'm not saying that's any like, but...
Grenade.
Oh, grenade. Russell, are we communicating with you? I know that there would have been a lot of grenades that would have went off around you, especially because I know that you were a medic. You were a medic whenever you were in the line of duty. And I'm sure Jim possibly seen grenades as well. I'm sure it was very scary, and I'm sure it was very, very difficult to go through things.
I'm lost.
Dirt and sleep twice. I mean, I'm trying to think like dirt. You know,
when I think of dirt, I think of coins maybe
the
buried.
coins buried in the dirt. Yeah.
I'm just not.
Cut.
Oh, when I think of cut and stuff like that, he was a medic. If this is in fact Russell, so I'm sure he dealt with a lot of injuries. That's what he was.
Time. Box.
Ox.
Ox. Yeah.
Are you talking when you say dirt? Are you referencing the coin?
Stand.
The coins buried in the back? Maybe, I mean, it's a little far-fetched, but maybe time's stand, you know what I mean? Like, time's not moving.
Visit.
Visit again, we got that when we were outside.
Mm-hmm.
Do you come here frequently to visit?
His dad.
His dad.
Time.
So, we got time again, so I'm going to put that times 2. So right now, I would like to communicate, if it is not Russell, with the spirit that makes Jim feel uneasy while he's down here. Can you please tell me your name? Or why you want to make him feel that way?
Static.
Static? I mean, think about it. Like, they give off static feelings at times, like your hair sticks up.
Yeah.
Voices.
Okay, there's a lot of conversing down here.
Hopefully.
Okay. Are you guys trying to get Jim's attention whenever he hears the voices? Maybe one of you two knock down that plate that his grandmother made for him that was up on the wall?
Watch.
Watch. Are you going to try and knock down another plate?
Russell, can you tell me if there's a different...
Cold outside.
Cold outside. Can you tell me if there's a different spirit here besides you? Jim's wife had...
Done.
Done.
We got that again.
Jim's wife had a spirit that's been following her
Home.
home. We want to make sure that that spirit is not here.
Maybe.
Maybe. Child.
Help.
That's what I was saying. We got help again. So we got child out there. Maybe the spirit that came back with Jim's wife is a child. Jim's wife just gave the child a name, which was Veronica. So if there is, in fact, another spirit here, it could possibly be a child.
He didn't do it.
Which would make sense.
Can't do it.
The gains, the missing items and things of that nature, if it is a child.
Watch.
You didn't do it, can't do it, watch. That's the second time we got watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's stop it, because we don't want her.
Super.
We don't want them breaking another plate.
No. All right, so we got a lot of words. There's a few words, honestly, that out of all the loose ends that maybe we can try to aim at. We did get dirt outside the coins, you know, possibly buried in the dirt. Owner, could be talking to Russell, was the original owner, right? We also got grenade. That was pretty cool because Jim and Russell were both in the military.
Okay.
So that could be some relevance there.
Okay.
We did get visit again.
The son visited here.
Exactly. So maybe that's reference towards the sun, or maybe Russell likes to visit here. Okay. Last thing that was kind of intriguing a little bit. I don't know if there's any relevance yet, but we got baby and we did get child outside. So we don't know if there is a child spirit here in the form of baby, whatever. We don't know.
There was a lot of talking going on, and I was trying to pick out the words, but they were just coming.
Okay. Well,
There was a lot. It was quite overwhelming.
we use these ones and we see if anything I say gives a relevance to what you said.
We still didn't really get any answers.
No.
So no,
Dead.
Dead. No answers yet.
For any of our questions, like I don't.
Answers.
We want some answers.
Really?
Yes.
Russell, we just want to make sure you're not trying to harm the homeowners. Can you give us a answer to that?
I can't.
Why can't you? Are you looking for answers, or are you answering us?
Sorry. It's here.
What's here? Is your coin collection here?
Sad.
Is your coin collection keeping you here? And he won't tell us because that's his.
Maybe he wants it to be hidden
Yeah.
forever.
He's keeping guard of it, maybe.
Are you protecting your coin collection? Okay, Russell, if you don't want to talk to us, can the spirit that they named Vanessa come forward and give us some answers? Like, how old are you?
Right now,
Yes, right now. How old are you?
your help.
I'm trying to give you my help. Can you help me and tell me how old you are?
Is that all?
Are you playing games
Wide
with me right now?
open.
Wide open? It's almost like it's playing mind games with us right now. Like we say something, like you were talking about answers, and it's like, answers.
Yeah.
Like it's mimicking. Like I said, you know, can you tell me your age? And it's
Yeah.
like, do it. Do what?
Come on in, guys.
I'm on it.
Come on in.
Attached.
Are you attached to something here?
Just like sarcastic. or,
Yeah.
You know, like.
Didn't know you.
Didn't know you.
Okay. We'll be good now.
Okay.
Couldn't hear him.
Do we just stay back here?
Yeah. Gotta get off that.
4.
4? Mm-hmm. Are you 4 years old? See, did you hear that noise?
Mm-hmm.
It's the furnace after the furnace.
It kind of makes like two knocks, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's coming up from where they're hearing the noises.
Yeah.
Are you playing games with us right now? Can you give me any answers to anything we've asked tonight? Where is your coin collection?
Messing with us.
Huh?
Are you just repeating what I'm saying? I feel like it is messing with us. I feel like it's just like repeating what we're saying. It's just having us go in circles a little.
Spare plate.
Are you talking about the plate that you knocked off the wall? Why did you knock the plate off the wall?
They're up telling us someone else move.
So the family doesn't mind that you're here as long as you don't try to harm them. Can we...
Looking for something.
Are you
Hi.
Hi, are you looking for your coins?
Want.
As Carla was saying, the family doesn't mind that you're here. Are you here looking for something?
Sarcastic.
Sarcastic.
Mm-hmm. So you are being sarcastic with us.
Not necessarily evil or nothing.
I don't feel like it is. I mean, from what we're getting right now, and a little bit of what
Love you.
Josh got, I feel like they are playful.
Yeah.
And they're genuinely here looking for something.
Yeah.
Or protecting something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering from right now.
Alright, let's get Josh.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys something seriously, real fast before you do that. Did any of you guys, honest to God, walk in here?
Yes.
Because I kept feeling vibration constantly. Okay.
For a second, yeah.
For a little
We
bit.
couldn't hear you, so we had to walk in.
We walked in because the furnace kicked on.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, that's explained.
I saw you like moving though. Like you felt something almost.
Okay.
So I genuinely feel like I got like a playfulness experience out of yours. Like they were almost being sarcastic, that you did say sarcastic at one point. And it was, you know, Carla was talking about getting answers and you were like, answers. And then it was like, you know, can you give us answers? And I can't. So I genuinely feel that it's something that's playful out of just this session right here.
Okay.
And that they're maybe looking for something or guarding something, and that's all I really got.
Then we could probably feel somewhat comfortable about nothing malicious. At least nothing came through. So we can explain to Jim about, at least down here, that, I mean, sometimes spirits can make people feel uneasy. Doesn't mean that they're evil or malicious or trying to harm anybody. So from what we gathered through both of our sessions, nothing would indicate that.
We were debunking the noises, because that furnace, when it kicks off, it goes duh-duh.
So it
Like
makes
a two-knock.
Okay.
Kinda.
So when it like kicks off next time, like if we're upstairs and it comes on and it turns off, we're gonna have to try to listen for that, specifically in like the dining room area. Because if you think about it, the furnace is like right here and the dining area is right here. Also, did you hear that when I walked?
That was you? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That was me. So again, it's like walking around, the house does make noises.
So it could definitely be explainable. Okay. Something to keep in mind.
We tried to do another session in the basement with the SLS, REM pod, and voice recorder, but didn't get any evidence for quite some time.
So we didn't get too much inside. So we came outside for about 15-20 minutes. We put different devices in the office to see if it could build up some energy, maybe trigger something to go off.
After reviewing the footage, our equipment did not go off. The 1K2 on the desk was spiking, but we find out later it was due to the printer. But we did get this weird breath sound after about 15 minutes. We're not sure what it was. The furnace is the only thing we could realistically come up with, but let us know what you think. Oh, K2's going off. That might be from the camera though.
Okay, so let's try to debunk the K2. I think it's from the vibration of the floor when we're walking.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That one's not going off, but that one might be more sensitive.
This is the room where she does have the claims of the computers going idle or turning black. This light right here, she says just flickers on and off constantly. And one of the most intriguing things is this typewriter that Jim found when he was up in the attic one day. Now, his wife is somewhat knowledgeable with these typewriters, and she even thinks that this typewriter could be from back to the 1930s or 40s. And Jim also stated that since they brought this down, that the activity has started to spike up.
We're not moving and the K2s keeps going off. Should we maybe move it?
What I want to do is I want to move it up on the windowsill because I have a feeling the printer or maybe some of the cords here may be causing it to go off. So
Yeah.
So Jim found this typewriter up in the attic. Is there any relevance to this typewriter that we should know about?
Philip.
Philip? Okay, Philip?
If this is Philip's typewriter, there's a little ball on top of the typewriter. Can you go over and touch it?
I know that there's a spirit here that likes to move objects to where they cannot find them, so they feel like they misplaced them somewhere. Can you tell me who that spirit is, or why? Is it a game to you?
I keep hearing tapping.
Furnace on?
I didn't hear a kick.
I don't hear it on.
Where are you hearing it at?
Out here, where he said that he hears it.
Medicine.
Are you sick?
Furnace is on.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Okay, so
So maybe it was the furnace was kicking on, and that's what I heard, the tapping.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to pay attention for when it turns off if we hear it again.
okay, good call, because back there you can't hear the furnace at all.
I think I only heard it because I was like in the doorway.
But we did get medicine. Is there somebody that may be sick here? Do you need medicine? I would really appreciate if something could come in here and make one of our devices go off.
Would you like one of us to show you how the devices work?
K2 just spiked.
Did it?
Yes, it did, all the way up to orange. Yes, sir, it did.
You show the REM pod, I'll show the teddy bear.
That's all you have to do.
Fighting.
What'd that say?
Fighting. Who's fighting?
Do you not like having so many people trying to communicate with you?
Let's split up.
That's what I was honestly, like, I was
Still
trying to get
one.
into that, yup. Okay. Alright, we'll see ya. Lock me in. If you don't like us being here, if you feel that we're overwhelming you, can you make one of our devices go off, or can you please let me know through our spirit talker?
I'm hiding here.
Ooh, okay. Are you hiding in this room, or are you just hiding in this home? Are you a child? It's just me in here. You do not have to be afraid. My name is Josh. Can you please tell me yours?
Am I on video?
Whoa! You could be on video. If you make one of these devices that we have set up in here go off.
I'm protecting you.
Whoa, whoa, what are you protecting me from? Can you please show yourself so I can see who you are? If you make one of these devices go off, I'll know that you're here and you can seen triggering one of these devices on video. You don't have to be frightened. Who's the spirit that says they are protecting me? Can you please tell me your name?
I control this place.
Ooh, am I speaking to Russell? The original homeowner? Are you the one that controls this place still? That would make sense because we were capturing things outside. We believe it was you. Is that still who I'm communicating with?
Crying.
Crying? Are you upset? Is there something that upsets you? This is your chance to communicate that. Maybe we can help you. Russell, can you please keep communicating with me? I'd like to be able to help you, but I need you to tell me why you're upset.
Private.
Private? Okay, I mean, we can keep it between you and me, okay? If I am still speaking to Russell, I do want to say thank you so much for your service and your sacrifice. This is your home, and we understand that it probably had a lot of value to you. But do understand that the homeowners that live here now are good people.
You get it.
Dude, this was pretty awesome actually. Like, very intriguing. I'm hiding here. I'm protecting you. I control this place. Crying in private. So, when I got I'm hiding here, I was trying to maybe assume maybe a child or even a spirit that's just hiding here. It doesn't want to really show itself. But then I got am I on video? So then it really sparked the interest of, okay, who do we think we captured on video, right? Russell. We were outside. We were communicating with we believe to be Russell. So then it's like, okay, I'm protecting you. This was his home. So then I was trying to figure out, what are you protecting me from? Nothing really came through. Then I control this place. That is another reason why I really thought I was communicating with Russell. This was his home. He controls it, the man of the house. Crying. Okay, I asked, what are you upset about? You know, obviously anybody that passes on, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff here that's still of his. The shed, there's a bunch of stuff in there. The typewriter could possibly be his. He has the helmet that finally his son now has. The coins buried in the backyard. Private. It's like a secret. So, and I tried to see if we'll keep it between each other, and it kind of just went silent there. But that to me is pretty fascinating.
Protecting his home, watching over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his son did come visit.
Right.
Like you said, took that helmet, and maybe he was crying happiness for his son being here again.
And that could always be a thing.
Doesn't always have to be sad.
One thing I would really like, if we could, hopefully tonight before we're done, is to get some type of relevance or something to come through that says coin. That would really, in my opinion, that just went off. That just lit up and I said cooling. I saw it on my peripherals. See?
There he is.
There it is again. That would really tie this all in, especially with it possibly being Russell.
Well, also, so we're not getting too much when we're all grouped together. You did a solo in here by yourself. Maybe I go downstairs, do a quick solo by myself, see if I can get anything downstairs.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so Josh did a quick solo session by himself upstairs in the office. So I decided to come down here where we think it's Russell that is messing around with Jim a little bit. We're not sure. Hopefully we can find out. I have the ghost tube and the spirit talker going. So far, I got keep the camera on. So let's find out, hopefully, who's down here. Can you give me a name of who I am communicating with down here?
They've upset me.
Who upset you? If we have upset you, can you make our little REM pod go off over here?
Fine.
Do you like being on camera by chance? So Josh was telling me upstairs that whatever spirit is here, he protects this house.
Over here.
Do you also protect the people in this house? I'm just setting the REM pod up. Whoever's down here with me, can you go over and touch that? If I'm communicating with Russell, can you touch the REM pod? You were talking to him? Was it you talking to Josh upstairs?
Escape.
I heard a little bit of knocking when the furnace turned off. I wonder if they heard that upstairs. I don't believe that you're here to protect the family. If that's true, can you come over and touch the REM pod? Or say your name into one of these devices in my hand.
Question.
What is your question? I'm here to answer, hopefully. Do you have a question for me?
No.
Are you asking me if I'm asking questions?
During the night.
Russell, where did you bury the coins in the backyard? Can you tell me that? Maybe we can find them and get them to your family.
Mock.
Yes, you were mocking us earlier. I'm asking you to stop mocking us, please. Possibly tell us where the coins are buried.
Yes, I can.
Great. Where are they buried? We know in the backyard. Where in the backyard?
She pushed.
Yes, I'm being a little pushy. But I'm also trying to help you. I would like to return what is yours to
Please go left.
that's where the plates are. You said go left, and I turned left, and you set the REM pod off. Thank you very much.
Where is my body?
I'm assuming your body is buried in your grave. You did pass away.
William.
Who is William? Is that who I'm communicating with, William? Okay, William. Did you once live in this house? Are you upset that other people live in this house, William? Okay, but do you understand that you passed away? You're dead. Oh, I got goosebumps.
You understand me.
I'm trying to understand you. I'm glad that I can help. If that's William I'm communicating with, can you light that up with different colors? Thank you, William. Do you not like Jim being down here? William, come back and communicate with me again. Don't leave. Come back, William. I want you to understand that you have passed away, and this is no longer your home. There's another family that lives here now. Are you stuck here, maybe? Why do you think you're stuck here?
Close.
Do you know where the coins are that are supposedly buried in the backyard? If you're done communicating with me, can you light that up again one last time? Close. Why do I keep saying close? Dude, the REM pod was going nuts. So I thought you had turned it on when you set it down, and you did not. You just set it down.
Yeah.
So about like 3 minutes in, I was like,
Victorian.
dude, that's not on. Like, what? Like, I'm asking you to touch it. No wonder why you can't communicate. It's not on. So I got up, I turned it on. It like calibrated. I sat back down, and then I got all these words here.
Rose.
It told me to go left. So I turned my body left, and when I turned left, the REM pod was just going nuts. And I did get the name William, and I do feel like I was communicating with a William, and I asked if he understood that he had passed away, and he didn't respond. And then I was like, you are dead. And the REM pod like went crazy.
So maybe William didn't like that response. Meaning that he's dead, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like you were having a good session, to be quite honest.
I felt like it was a good session.
Through everything that you asked, felt, seen, would you describe whatever spirit you might have been talking to? Was it just...
I think whatever spirit I was talking to, and again, I believe it was William, because William came up and I kept addressing William, and the REM pod was going nuts over that. I think he's confused and he doesn't know how to pass on. And he did say he once lived here, but I think he doesn't understand that he has passed away and he's kind of stuck here.
So Nothing for them to worry about, you don't think?
I don't think so. I think it's just someone that's confused.
I guess that'd be the uneasy feeling maybe that he could be feeling.
Now, I will say William could also be the one that, like, Jim's wife feels staring, you know, when she's over there doing the laundry, or he just kind of meshes better, maybe, with women, because when I heard you guys get up and walk, because I heard you walking to the door, as soon as that door opened, the REM pod completely stopped. So I'm not sure if William likes men, if that makes sense.
Maybe William's the one that's doing some of the scary things.
Yes.
And Russell is protecting the family from William.
Yes.
So he's more of the, you know, he's just here, you know.
Okay, yeah, that's a very valid point to look at, because we did get protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is something disgruntled here, we don't know if you really lived here or not, William.
Well, it doesn't mean he's disgruntled. It's just he's confused. So
right.
He
He's
doesn't know
confused.
what's going on.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he really understands that he has died.
Next, we went outside to find the coins. We tried to get information to guide us in the right direction, but nothing came through. So we decided to head up to the living room for a spirit box session.
So we're gonna do a quick spirit box session. Hopefully we'll get through to Vanessa and maybe possibly William.
So we don't really have any direct confirmation of Vanessa, so we're just going to see if she is actually here.
The spirit that they refer to as Vanessa, can you tell me your real name? Is Vanessa maybe a child who doesn't understand that they have passed?
I thought I heard, I don't understand. And I thought I heard it in a woman's voice. To be honest, like I actually heard that, like, I don't understand. If it is a child, they don't understand, maybe. So I did hear a spirit come through, and I believe said, I don't understand. Can you please explain to me what you may not understand?
Okay, so let's make this a little easier for you. Are you a kid? Yes or no? Did you follow somebody into this home? I heard a yes. Are you a boy or a girl?
That's like me.
I was just gonna say, it said me.
I thought it said she.
Okay.
Does she have a name? My name is Josh. Can you please tell me what your name is?
I heard a rustle in there.
Honestly, what I thought it did.
Wow.
Did you attach yourself to Jim's wife? Is that how you got into this home?
What did you hear?
I thought I heard please help.
Okay. I heard a help. I didn't
Okay.
hear please.
Okay.
So
Help is definitely
we're
something
on
we
the
both heard.
same
Yeah.
page there. What do you need help with?
Was something trying to get our attention? Yes.
I heard that.
Clear. Yes.
I heard yes, and then I heard me. Who is me? I just heard like 3 names.
I heard Mick. I heard Mick.
We got that on the spirit talker earlier.
I heard Mick.
Mick, are you the spirit they call Vanessa?
That's a yes? Did that just say yes?
I heard
like,
a yes.
Yeah?
So just to confirm again, the spirit they call Vanessa, your name is Mick?
So we just concluded our night. We feel pretty strongly that we were able to communicate with 2 separate spirits. One being Russell, which was the original homeowner, and a new spirit that you communicated with. The name William had come through in the basement. We do not believe that there's anything here that's going to harm the family. We did try to find the coins that are buried in the backyard, but unfortunately that mystery still sticks with that backyard. We were unsuccessful. We did try reaching out to the spirit that Jim's wife senses here. We don't know if it is a child or a baby, but we did get those 2 words to come through on our spirit talker. But we just were unsuccessful again in really confirming if it is in fact a child. We did confirm on a couple of different pieces of equipment for Russell and for William, so we could at least give that to the homeowner, some information in regards to those 2.
And neither one of us feel like it's anything that will harm the family in any way.
I honestly think that they just like to interact, and sometimes things that you can't see can scare people.
So that was investigation 1. Hope you enjoyed, and let us know what you think in the comments. So to start the breakdown, we want to address some criticism at the time of this video's release. A lot of comments came in about the phone apps. Most saying they don't work, some saying they do. So we never used phone apps until we started the channel and started paying attention to what other groups were using on the platform. Some groups we really respect were using them, so we wanted to give it a fair try. And we will try any sort of equipment and see for ourselves if we think it works. So we decided to focus on them for 3 investigations and then see what we thought. It started at Angel's house, then we used them at North Country, and Jim's was the last one. After these 3 videos, we used it less and less, and to now, we don't use them at all. Except for Gregman's, which we did a lot of tests in that video, and the results we got were exactly why we don't use them now. We believe Spirit Talker is way too aggressive, and GhostTube was either entirely random or gibberish in some instances. We don't believe we can use these responses in any meaningful way, so if you didn't like the fact that we use the apps, we do not use them anymore. So a lot of people didn't like how Nicole talked in the basement in our solo session, and some of the verbiage we used towards spirits. I know Nicole didn't mean to be rude in that session because I noticed it during editing. When I asked her, she thought she was communicating to a confused spirit and was just trying to be direct, and it didn't come across that way. Unfortunately, these moments will be in our videos from time to time because of how we operate and our general goals for the channel. We want to show you guys as much as we can. That's our goal for the videos, and that's going to include the good, the bad, and the ugly of what happened. We just try to be genuine, and like life, these videos are going to have a lot of bad and a lot of ugly. We're going to say stupid questions, we're going to stutter, and you know, our reactions to things that happen might not be what you typically see, but at the end of the day, all of it is going to make it into the video, because that's what happened, and we want to show exactly, what happened during the night. The last criticism, which was that we do not respond to criticism. We had some comments mentioning that we only respond to positive comments and not negative. which is true for the most part. 90% of our negative feedback is usually some form of saying we are doing something wrong with our investigating method. These review type of videos is at least attempting to explain some of our methods and to address criticism. One of our values as a group is we do not criticize people's investigation methods, because by criticizing, we are inferring that we are right and the other person is wrong. And that's not true. You have to prove you're right. And up until this point in history, no one has. We sure as hell haven't. And until we do, we just are trying to do what we believe is right. But that's all it is, a belief. And if you have a different belief, that's great. And who knows, maybe you are right and we are not, but that's the problem, no one knows. And going back to the not responding, if we do, it does toe that line of trying to prove we're right, and we don't want to do that. The only negative feedback I will respond to generally is if someone criticizes our professionalism, as far as dealing with clients and businesses that we work with. We take that very seriously, even though we are not technically professionals. I will also respond to technical criticism, like how the video is put together, because I don't know what I'm doing. So, if you say the video looks like shit, sounds like shit, that at least gives me motivation to make the videos better. So, I appreciate that. And then now that we have the criticism addressed, just want to talk about some extra info. The Indian Native American history or, topic that was brought up in the intro. We do think that some of the Native American tribes that were in Pennsylvania could cause some paranormal activity around this area. But at the end of the day, we don't speak Native American, and we don't think a spirit of a Native American would understand us, especially with how differently we speak English compared to the settlers that may or may not have interacted with them back then. So we didn't think this was a topic to get into on this investigation, because also there was really no connection to Native Americans and Jim's house besides the same general area of settlement. The metal detector and coins. Besides figuring out what spirit was at the house, Jim's second request was about the coins. So if you're wondering why we spent so much time asking about it, that's why. We tried to pinpoint the coins while using the ghost tube, hoping a response would lead us to the right area. Thinking back on it, we wish we used the spirit box instead of the ghost tube. And for the second investigation, we actually forgot to bring the metal detector, so that mystery will stay a mystery. But that would have been awesome if we did get a hit on the detector and the ghost tube said something that kind of led us towards that. We're always trying crazy new things to get crazy evidence, and it usually never happens. But we're going to keep trying. Hopefully we can eventually include one of those sections in because we got something, but hasn't happened yet. And the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about was feelings. Josh, during the walkthrough, said that he can pick up on certain feelings by walking through the house, and Nicole also said that at the end of the video, that she didn't feel anything evil, and we talk about that a lot in our videos. I don't know if people notice it or not. We usually plan our investigations up until a certain point, and then based on where Josh and Nicole felt the most activity is usually where we end, our final session at, or our final few sessions. And if we don't plan the investigation rigidly, and we kind of do a free flow type of investigation, then we kind of just go to the places that Josh and Nicole feel, a change in their feelings. And as someone who doesn't feel anything in these places, it is wild to see how much equipment does trigger in the places that Josh and Nicole stated prior, that they felt something there. I'm saying all this to say we are a feelings-based group. We believe that certain people have more of a sense for the paranormal side than others, and we do believe and work with mediums that we trust. It's a core part of how we operate. So I just wanted to explain those statements and give more insight into our group. So now that I got the negative feedback addressed and the extra info, let's get into the evidence. Spirit Talker and Ghost Tube. Like I said, Jim's house was the last of a batch of investigations where we wanted to try the apps out. At this point in time, we don't think the apps are anything we can reliably trust. So unfortunately, anything we got with the apps, we're not really going to go into detail with. The EDI. The EDI is a fancy K2, basically. Swiss Army knife type of a device. And in our experience, it is more reliable than the K2s. K2s do go off more easily to things in general. The Spirit Talker responses were interesting in combination with the EDI, but we can't really take that at face value, so we kind of just have to go off the EDI itself, which did go off to some questions that we asked. So this is probably the most intriguing equipment trigger we got the entire night. The music box. The music box didn't go off for the entire first part of that outside session, but then it went off and it didn't stop, which is not a good indication of it working properly. This device needs to be on a level, flat surface to work properly, and we had this on a brick, so we don't think this was credible in any way. The first Spirit Box session, we didn't get equipment to go off during this session, and no real direct answers to our questions, so it's hard to say any of it is credible. The coolest thing was probably Visit and his dad back to back, which Russell's son did visit the house when Jim and Josette were living there, so it could be indicating, some sort of presence from Russell. The K2 in the office was already kind of debunked, but we did move it to the windowsill, and it only went off once. So, interesting on that one spike alone, but could still be the printer. The breath is kind of hard to hear on YouTube, which sucks. I know that the compression after uploading is weird, but it is more clear on the raw footage. One thing that we didn't think about before uploading is the printer making a sound, because the K2 goes off at the same time, so maybe the printer makes like a mechanical whirring sound when it's outputting that energy. The REM pod downstairs. This was the first time the REM pod went off during the night, and also, in that room, it was down there for most of the night. So that was pretty intriguing, and a lot of times it went off after questions, and when it stopped triggering, it did not go off again until we decided to move the REM pod, which leads us to think it's not a malfunction or battery issue. So a cool session in our opinion, even without including the responses from the apps. And then in the final Spirit Box session, these answers were more direct, and we finally got Russell's name to come through, which when we have a named spirit is something we try to get, is their name to come through the Spirit Box. And you'll see in the next video, we continue to get Russell's name. So overall, this was a very good investigation, but we just didn't get much information. And at the end, we did feel something was there, but to what extent, we don't know. And exactly who, we also didn't know. Our best guess at this time was Russell. So we kind of left it at that and told Jim to let us know if anything changes. It did, so we set up another investigation. And like I said before, if you've already seen this video, go to this timestamp. But if not, here is investigation number 2.
We're back at Jim's for a follow-up investigation. He believes there's something dark still in this house. Our last investigation, we just weren't able to capture enough evidence. We're back tonight, and our goal is to try to figure out what exactly is going on in this home.
We're starting off tonight with the same method we used the last time we were here. We have equipment all throughout the house with our static cams set up. We also have, in the office, a voice recorder along with a walkie-talkie. After about 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to start asking questions, and hopefully we can catch an EVP. Now, we did test the equipment along with the walkie-talkie just to verify that the walkie-talkie does not set any of our equipment off.
So while we were waiting outside, the camera facing the living room did start to move. This was not paranormal, as we found out the camera was not attached properly to the tripod. The only equipment that went off was the motion ball in the office on top of the typewriter. This typewriter was found in the attic when Jim bought the house. They assume it is Russell's, but this has not been confirmed. But look at the bottom of the screen. We usually don't point out orbs, but if you look, you will see an orb go away from the typewriter and disappear. As soon as it does, the motion ball stops. The ball does not go off again until we come back inside about 15 minutes later. It does end up going off constantly after Josh walks in. We believe his footsteps made the motion ball get into an unsteady state. so we do not consider the remaining triggers to be paranormal. The only unexplained thing that happened was this noise about 10 minutes into the session. We don't see anything on our camera views that can make this noise. Last time we were here, the furnace made some loud noises when kicking on, so we tend to believe this is what caused this.
We would like to communicate to Russell or William if you are still currently with us.
Is the spirit they named Vanessa
Here with us this evening.
We did not capture any EVPs from our questions. After this, we went back inside to review our footage.
All right, let's see what we captured. Grab the voice recorder.
Why's that camera angle so high up? That was pointing more this way.
Whoa,
That totally was. Oh,
it dropped. That's the camera itself.
it's the tape.
Yep. Give me a zip tie. Oh, whoa. Because that was the original typewriter that they found in the attic.
So when we set that motion ball up, it's right on the keys.
Well, yeah, on the actual typewriter itself.
Yes. Look, it went off again. It stopped and then it went off again.
Wow, that's actually pretty significant.
Chills.
So far, that's the only thing right now. And last time we were here, we didn't capture anything with that typewriter. So maybe whatever spirit might be attached to that is finally generating enough energy to show itself to us with our motion ball. Okay, right now we got the static cam slowly dropping. That is not paranormal. That's just a malfunction with the stand in itself. We did go ahead and fix it. And something to note as well is the motion ball has yet to go off again. So something was passing through at that moment to get our attention, not realizing we're not in there.
I am grateful that that camera didn't fall.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
So far, we definitely know what room we're gonna shoot for first.
The back office room. It's definite hit.
Here we come. You start seeing our shadows walking up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Alright.
All right, let's check out the voice recorder.
After reviewing the voice recorder, we decided to start an SD session in the office.
I would like to talk to the spirit that made our motion ball go off on the typewriter. Can you come forward, please? Jim did say that that typewriter was found in the attic. Russell.
Matters.
It matters.
So, Russell, was that yours? Was it something valuable to you?
Info.
Info. We are here to gather info. Can you give us a little info on yourself? Is that your typewriter? Would you like information about us? My name is Josh, if you don't remember. Carlos here with us. We also have Nicole. That's the one that can hear you communicate. And she's the one spitting out words to us. Can you tell us your name?
Coming.
Whenever you're ready, we're here. Can you make one of our devices?
Protective.
We got that. I swear we got that
Yeah.
last time. Protective, which
Sounds
is why.
familiar,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is why we were led to believe it was Russell because
You got that in your solo, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basic.
basic. Now he was also a veteran.
Yeah.
Back in Vietnam, he was a medic.
Yeah.
So basic training, basic camp. Russell, can you give us a little bit more confirmation that this is?
Talk about.
Can you give us a little bit more confirmation that we are communicating with you, please?
Portal.
Is there a portal that spirits come and go from? We do have a pendulum stand here.
Russell, you always want to talk about your military background. Can you tell us what you did after the military? We know what you did after.
What's that?
He's-
Yeah.
We'll cut it out though if it actually comes through. Personal information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Okay, so Russell is still here.
I mean, there's a lot of different words that come through,
Possibility.
that correlate that with him. Were you the one that made the motion ball go off on the typewriter?
Not yet.
Can you do that for us? Do you have the ability to do that?
So that was Russell's.
That's what, so they're not sure, but that's what they were thinking because it was
Do
in
you
the
think
attic.
he used that in the military
Back that time? Absolutely.
to like do his medical reports?
Absolutely. That you would have had to. That's how you kept track of all that stuff. You had to type it up. You used type.
Any.
And he,
Hello.
How are you?
Russ.
hey,
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad we're talking to you. And I know that Jim and his wife will be thrilled to know that you're still here. And it seems like you're trying to protect them. Is there any reason?
Lights.
The lights in the garage, the flickering of the lights in the garage. The lights in the garage.
Hi.
That is a claim that Jim said recently started happening. They would just flicker on and off on their own for no apparent reason when he would go in there. We
Father.
believe that Russ might be doing that to just let Jim know, hey, I'm here.
Record.
we got that too.
I know he does. So many words that we're getting the same, which is kind of fascinating.
We used the ghost tube before, not
Yeah.
the spirit box.
Not the spirit box. But we're getting the same words. Russ,
Outside.
can you go over to your shed, Russ? We have a device there that will trigger off. If you walk close enough to it, it'll light up. Can you do that for us, please? Jim feels a dark presence in this home. Do you know why he feels that way? Is there something else here?
Happily.
Not sure.
Others.
The others.
So portal we got earlier. Others. Are there other spirits passing through due to the
Off-road.
off-road?
Bush.
Off-road bush.
What are you? I'm trying to like. Are you trying to direct us somewhere?
I mean, there is the bushes that in the backyard, past the fire pit and everything.
Right.
What?
Is there something at the bushes that you want us to go find?
Stairs.
Kind of scattered a little bit now.
Yeah. Russell, you come back and let us know if there's anything dangerous here, dark, what their name might be.
But the cool thing, we did get Russ to come through. We got his name, actually. We got a lot of the same words that you said tonight as we got last time, but we weren't even using the spirit box. We were using the phone apps and things of that nature, but the words still correlated. It was going for 5-10 minutes, and then it kind of just came to a halt. So honestly, I think at this point, let's keep going throughout the house, and let's see if we can't come in contact with more spirits.
Gosh, there's people in the bushes right at the fence line right now.
That's what Russ was saying. He said, bush. Dude, wait.
Protected.
Are you serious?
Like they were right there.
They were right there.
What the hell?
They're the neighbors, but
Still.
he said protective.
Protective, bush. Like, come on.
Off-road.
Off-road?
Yeah.
Wow, that is, wow. That is wild to me.
Yeah.
Russell, we know that the shed had a lot of your belongings in here. I don't know if anything's still currently in here, but if it is, can you go ahead and come present with us? We would like to communicate with you again. There is people outside close by, so we're going to do our best to try to pay attention to that. So if you hear something, it could possibly be the neighbors. Russell, we do have another device that last time we were here, you were communicating with us with. It's over by the garage. Do you have the ability to make something of that go off for us, please?
We also have a new device pointing at the garage. All you have to do is walk in front of the garage, and we will know you're present with us.
So this is the first time that we're actually seeing this part of the shed. Last time we just didn't have access to get this far back. Can you tell us, or can you even come walk between Nicole and I and stand somewhere in this area for us? We have a device that will literally capture you if you walk by it. I mean, it's a pretty decently big shed, you know, because it comes almost like an L. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure he did a lot of crafts or woodworking. Do you got something?
EDI EMF.
Is that you out there, Russ? Are you trying to get our attention over there by the garage?
Russ, can you set that off again for me? If it's not Russ, can you set it off again?
What's up, bud?
Nothing.
Nothing?
That was interesting.
It was. Russ, we are very appreciative of the communication you have given us thus far. But again, we are here to try to gather more information about you as well as any other spirits that may still be lingering in this home. Can you do that for us, please?
You hear that?
Yeah, I did. That's why I'm looking to see if anything shifted. If that was you that made that noise, can you please step forward a little bit? Come closer to me and Nicole.
If you walk closer to Josh and I, our device will go off. You'll be able to answer questions for us and communicate. We would like to try to help you in any way possible.
Was this your spot? Did you do a lot of crafts or woodworking in this shed?
Is this where you might have hid something?
Can you show yourself on any one of our devices?
All right, well, let's keep pushing throughout the house. Right now we're not getting much of anything. Let's continue and see if we can't get more.
So right now we have Josh and Nicole both doing the ESTES session with the spirit boxes. We're going to try to get Russell and the darker spirit to communicate with each other. I'm going to be writing down both of their phrases, what they say. We're going to see if anything correlates. Russell, I want you to speak through Nicole. Go through the spirit box, speak through Nicole. I want you to try to communicate with the darker entity that Jim feels. We don't know who that is, whether that's William or somebody else. Vanessa maybe. Tell them to communicate through Josh's spirit box. Hey you. Something important that we should definitely remember. Turn on this flux at the top of the stairs for me.
It's coming.
Right now. I'll try.
Terrible.
I swear I just heard footsteps. What the fuck was that? Okay.
July.
Russell. Old.
Hard.
Better.
Radio.
Help.
Summer.
Idiot.
An area.
Russell. Hello. Doors. Outside.
I was hearing someone walk. There's someone outside. I'm gonna freak out.
Comfortable. Go.
Secret.
Remember, Russell, there's something important. Make that flux go off at the top of the stairs.
Avoided.
To the performing.
Cameras.
Avoiding the cameras.
Comfortable.
Stairs. Steps.
Street. Names.
Snake.
Wait a second. Avoiding cameras on the stairs and steps. We don't have a camera. You make that flux go off at the top of the stairs.
Let's go. Me. Tell you.
Hell.
Holy shit.
That was a weird voice.
telling me to go to hell?
Weekday. Name.
Hi.
Can you tell us the name?
Please. Get out. It.
No, we aren't gonna go. Can you please
Where
tell us?
are you?
Can you tell us your name?
Off.
Russell, can you ask for his name?
Home. Hide. The man. Two.
Russell.
Nicole. Listen.
4.5.
Josh.
7.7.
Josh.
It's awful. Waste.
Confirmed. My son.
Wait a second, I was thinking he was saying Josh. Dark Spirit's name is Josh? Russell, can you confirm that through Nicole?
Refreshing. Deep.
They get.
Okay, so starting off, I said, like, you know, Russell, talk through Nicole, you know, tell the dark entity to talk through Josh. It kind of said, like, you know, right now, I'll try coming through Nicole, so that'd be Russell. I'll try, right? So that's like, oh, cool, this might actually work, right? And then, now, Josh, you were saying me, Russell. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a male's voice, but I don't know if it was him saying like me, Russell, just kind of confirming his name, his full names. I'm not sure, but that's what it seemed like to me.
But you were supposed to be the dark entity.
Yes.
I don't know if it got mixed up somehow at some point. But then Nicole said radio, so and that was close to I'll try hard radio. Like,
wow.
I'll try to get through the radio, you know, to tell you stuff. That's what I was thinking. And then it says like old better help on your end. Idiot. So it might be a little darker.
Yeah.
You know, Russell. Idiot Russell.
Okay,
You said
yeah.
that after.
Yeah.
And then what got me kind of creeped out was doors outside, which I thought the steps were coming from outside. From the doors. The doors outside. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Because it sounded like right there at the door. And then secret, you know, outside secret was another, that was like in a row. I don't know. We got that last time.
Yeah, we did.
The secret outside.
We did.
We got that a lot. But then this creeped me out, was avoided camera stair steps.
Which we don't have.
We didn't have a camera there.
Any cameras up there.
But they never turned the flux on. So I don't know. And it said hide. It said hide after.
So something could have possibly been hiding like that on the steps.
Avoiding the cameras.
Avoiding cameras. Didn't make any device go off because it would have triggered us to look at with the camera.
That's legitimately the only spot of the house
that doesn't have it.
We have one in the office. We have one in the living room. So if it is a dark entity, it's trying to avoid us right now.
Which would make sense.
The end of it was not really too interesting besides when you said, Nicole, listen, Josh. So at first I thought it was like saying our names, you know, but then it said confirmed. So I'm thinking we were asking for the name. I was asking for the name. I started asking questions. So that is where I think maybe the dark entity's name is Josh. Like, wanted Nicole to listen. Josh.
That's
confirmed.
creepy, obviously, because it's my name, but it would definitely, I mean, the way you have it written down and how it's going back and forth, I can honestly see that possibility being a real thing.
Because you also said at the end, I got real quiet. So I got real quiet, and he said, Nicole, listen. Josh, confirmed.
Yeah, you weren't hearing it. You know, we wanted a conversation between the two. It wasn't really that. So unless Russell was just coming through both, or the dark entity.
Right.
Not sure. But it was interesting. I like doing that. We should definitely do that again. If we have two spirits in one place.
I think for the first time of us doing that, it was a success.
Yep.
Alright, my name is Josh. I would like Russell or any spirit that is present with me to give me a sign. Let me know you're here. Can you make one of our devices go off that's up here? We have a motion ball here on the typewriter. Would just like to communicate with any spirit that's willing to communicate with me. I'm going to walk through this house. Please feel free to give me a sign of any spirit that is here with me, that's willing to communicate. Maybe the dark fire or something. Is that up here? Can you make that go off again for me, please? I feel like it's in the garage. Are you leading me towards something? It's one of the things that Jim was saying, that the light would flicker on and off. Please feel free to give me a sign that you're here. We have some devices here in the garage that will allow me to see whenever you try to come in contact with them. I know you're familiar with the motion ball. Can you make that device go off for me, please? Give me a sign that you're here with me. Jim says he feels uneasy down here. Is that spirit here with me right now? Can you make that noise again, please? Maybe shut a door, make one of our pieces of equipment go off. We just want to make sure there's nothing here that's going to harm this family. Can you give me an indication that that's a true statement? Nothing is here that's going to harm this family. Can you make these lights turn on and off? Like you do for Jim? Seems like whatever is playing with the equipment doesn't seem to want to do it whenever I'm actually here present. But this is the only thing
Oh. Now it's going off. Cameras aren't rolling on it. Okay. Said earlier I wanted to avoid the cameras.
It did say that earlier. When I came down here, when I was doing my solo, nothing happened. None of our cameras were on, and the flux just went off, as it did earlier when no cameras were on it. So there could be whatever spirit. This may not be Russell, but maybe it could be. Is there something down here that's messing with our equipment? Can you please show yourself? You know how to use our one device.
Can you make it go off again?
Carla, that's crazy sounds. Turn away. Let's prove a theory and see if it goes off with the cameras not really actually looking at it. Because we'll be able to capture it this time if it does, though.
Alright, the cameras ain't pointing at that device. You want to go over there again?
I got something.
Oh, that's creepy.
That is... Russell, is that you? That's...
Just stood up straight for you.
Yeah.
It looked like a tiny human.
It's moving.
And it's like,
It is moving,
it's
yeah.
almost like it's crawling across the floor. I have chills. It just disappeared.
Here, let me see.
I heard a thud from almost like upstairs. Did it come back?
Well, I think that was actually the table.
Can you please come back and show yourself again, please?
That's the table.
That's the table.
Do you have something again?
You're right in front. You're blocking it. You got to go on the other side.
I think it's the desk, though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Russell, do you like this car? That blue light over there. There's a green light and a red light. Green is yes, red is no. Pretty nice car.
Were you into muscle cars? Are you the one that makes these lights flicker that Jim sees whenever he walks out here in the morning time?
We should probably turn the light on, actually. That's kind of what he was saying.
Can you make these lights flicker or even go off?
We also have a teddy bear next to Carlo. If you go over and touch the teddy bear, it'll let us know you're here with us.
Could you give us a sign that you're here with us, Russell? Can you make one of these lights flicker? Even shut them off for us, please? I could say whatever spirit may cause the lights to flicker at this point is not willing to communicate with us. So let's keep it going. Let's see if we can communicate with something else inside the house.
See, like, how far up I can go.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, you're...
Okay.
Alright, so we know we really just can't move.
I'm good, like, right here. I just didn't want to be so jammed up against the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not good here.
I think... Do you want to try sitting in the beanbag or moving the beanbag to the other corner?
Whoa.
Maybe that wasn't me.
I don't think it was.
Because what if something moved across? And
It would have done that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now look, the music box is done.
The K2 just went off and I just got real
Actually,
cold.
you got really cold.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness.
Did you too?
Yeah.
It was almost like...
circling the room.
Yeah.
Rude.
If you are circling the room,
Weird. That's a weird feeling right now.
can you touch one of our devices again, please? We are not here to harm you. We're not here to intimidate you. The K2 just went off.
Did it? Oh.
The music box just went off. We just want to learn about you. So the device that you made turn red over next to the music box, it also has a green side that stands for yes. Can you show us that you understand us?
Xbox is on. Can you turn that off? Click that Xbox button.
Here?
Yep.
That's like so random that that's on.
I know, but that's probably what's making the K2 go off.
Okay, so we can explain that.
Yeah.
But
But
the
those
music
two over
box
there?
and the flux we can't really explain.
No, that was interesting. Because that went off
I'm
as
not
soon as that
cold
turned
anymore.
off.
Exactly. It's almost like something like shifted from one to the other and then
Going into that wall.
And that's where the plate fell off.
William, is your spirit causing our equipment to go off? If it is, do it again.
The last time I was here, you really enjoyed playing with our REM pod, the red light in the middle of the floor. Can you go over and touch it?
Is there a Josh here?
Maybe you don't like to be seen, and maybe you're a little shy, but we are here to understand you. Can you please set off one of our devices? We just want to know that we're here communicating with someone.
Honestly, we just want to make sure nothing here is going to harm Jim and his family. Russell, if you're here, that's perfectly fine. We just want to make sure nothing else is here that's got a little bit of a dark energy to it that's making Jim especially feel uneasy. Can we get some type of sign that nothing bad is here, please?
Can you please make your presence known to us? Either touch one of our devices or come through our speaker and tell us your name. I heard please.
I heard that, and I also thought I heard what?
I also just heard Josh again.
So are you referring to the spirit that his name is Josh, or are you referring to myself? I think it said you. So I thought I heard you.
Okay. Russell.
And
I heard that
Yep.
too.
are you here with us, Russell? I heard yeah, but it was definitely in a female's voice.
Could it be just Russell that Jim's feeling?
I was saying this earlier, and I really believe that. So, okay, think about everything that we know about Russell. He's protective. This was his home. Okay, so if you think about it, if Jim does something that maybe Russell doesn't agree with, it would make sense that maybe Jim at times he feels uneasy. Maybe Russell, that's his way of showing Jim, like, hey, I don't like what you're doing. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable. Doesn't mean it's anything harmful or evil. It's just Russell's way of getting his attention. Maybe Jim just doesn't realize that that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Tonight and the previous investigation, we did not really get much of an evil or dark presence either time. But Russell just keeps coming through every time.
Always.
Always.
Always. So if there's one constant, it's Russell.
As you two were speaking, it came through. I heard Russell again.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree with both of you. I think you're right. I think Russell is trying to communicate. There are some things that Jim does that he's not okay with.
My opinion, I think truthfully it's Russell.
Yeah, because another thing, like, he's on top of stuff. You know, those kids were at the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew.
He knew exactly. And he also said protective.
Yeah. So
like he's protecting his land, his house.
He's keeping an eye on every part of this property, and he's letting you know.
Yeah.
So that could be a lot of stuff happening.
I believe Russell is the sole reason of whatever feelings or phenomenons that may be happening here is caused by Russell.
Russell, we would like to communicate with you about this home and this property. We don't feel that you're here to harm anyone. We feel that you're here to protect the land and the home. But we do want to ask a favor of you. If you can maybe just calm things down a bit for Jim and his family. Do you think you are able to do that? Can you give us a sign or let us know through the speaker? I heard a yes.
Did you?
I did. I absolutely did. Can you confirm again that you are able to calm things down so that you're not alarming the family that lives here?
I heard there.
I thought I heard okay or something, but yeah.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. So, okay. Hopefully that's his way of expressing he'll calm down a little bit. For Jim's sake, you know, Russell is not something that needs to be rid of. I think that if we give some guidance to Jim and his family about, hey, maybe the typewriter, maybe some other belongings that are here that we just don't know about, if they give that to his family, his son, or whoever, that may help calm things a little bit as well. It may help let Russell, his spirit, if they are attached to certain things, kind of be at peace. He's with his family. Instead of here, this is his home, but his family's not here anymore. So that's something we could do for Jim and his wife to say, hey, this could help you out, calm things down a little bit.
So that concludes our investigations at Jim's house. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to start the breakdown by going over some extra info, as there really wasn't much as far as negative criticism. Jim wasn't there, if you noticed. Jim and his wife actually gave us access to their home while they were away renewing their vows. So congratulations to them. We usually try to have an interview, but just wasn't possible for this video. The main goal of this investigation was to see if there was anything evil there, anything they had to worry about. And if you notice, we asked that question multiple times throughout the night and wanted to see what evidence we got, but nothing really stuck out to us, and we didn't get anything towards something evil. Now on to the evidence. As I said in the actual video, we don't take orbs into consideration often, but this was cool. Just the way it appeared and disappeared as the motion ball went off. But probably dust. Not a bug by the way it was moving, but most likely dust. Now for the motion ball itself, we need double confirmations for the motion ball to be considered for anything. We didn't get that here, but it was the only time it went off during the time period until Josh walked in. So definitely interesting, but we can't rely on that evidence. For the noise, we have no way of really knowing what that was, but due to the furnace AC making all the noise in the previous investigation, we knew going into this one that we weren't going to waste time diving into or considering any knock or bump that we hear as potentially paranormal. Only if we heard a very unique sound would we do that. So, like I said, we don't know for sure what made the sound, but it most likely was the furnace. This first ST session, we didn't get any direct answers to questions, and we didn't get any devices in the room to go off for a double confirmation of evidence. So no real evidence here, but Russ did come through, which has been a constant throughout both investigations. and the off-road bush others string of statements ended up maybe being something. In our opinion, we like to believe that Russell was referencing the neighbors having a party right at Jim's backyard fence near the bushes. We went straight from this session to outside. There was barely 5 minutes in between the sessions, so the people were there for sure during that ESTES session. Now, this session is a good example of maybe the only real negative feedback we got on this video, which is that we were reaching for responses or connections for responses. It definitely sounds like we are reaching, and in a way we kind of are, but it's not for the video's sake. Our paranormal method is more of a cast a wide net and see what you get type of approach, and our spirit box sessions follow that philosophy. We are trying to trigger a spirit by our words and emotions. You know, we believe emotions have something to do with paranormal activity. The problem is we don't know at all what words could trigger a specific spirit or what emotion they feed off more, whether that's sad, happy, angry. We think it's kind of like dealing with a family member with dementia. If you have any experience with that, you know, you can talk to someone for a while and nothing gets through to them, but then you say one specific word and they become engaged for a little bit and can recall things. And that's what we're trying to do when talking to spirits, seeing what sticks. So yeah, we take any response and we kind of roll with it, see if we can think about any other detail that could trigger the spirit to be more active. The EDI, once again, was interesting because, like I said before in the previous breakdown, the EDI does not trigger easily. And it's even more interesting when you think about, you know, it's going off in the same area as the last investigation. So I think we can rule out either of these events to be flukes, and it is consistent. It might be some sort of underground cables causing the EMF spike, or it could be paranormal. I think the next thing we would have tried is having more EMF devices out in the driveway and seeing how those react together. Maybe shifting devices around throughout the session. I would be curious to see what would happen, and it's kind of the main reason you should go to locations multiple times, you know, to get more info. And then for the double ESTES, you know, this was a new thing we tried out, and we thought it was cool for a first attempt at it. Now, there were problems with the setup. We didn't have audio for Josh's spirit box. We wanted a conversation between two spirits, and it didn't really go that direction. But there was some cool responses regardless. We got Russell multiple times again, which has been a pattern. We got the string of phrases, you know, avoided cameras, stairs, steps, which makes sense. You know, we legitimately had a camera everywhere else in the house. But something we didn't know about until review was the fact Josh was saying words that were coming from NICOLE's spirit box recording. If you watched our Gregman's office video, then I kind of explained this, and it's why we were testing with two spirit boxes again in that video.
Confirm. I see.
So these two responses were coming from NICOLE's AM radio sweep, and Josh, who was sweeping through FM, heard them, is essentially what happened. We thought this was intriguing. I've done some research into radio waves and radio stations and, you know, how they broadcast since then. From what I've read, you won't get AM radio stations to overlap FM, but FM could overlap on AM because of the way AM radios work. I need to do more research, but NICOLE was on AM, and the words Josh said that I heard on her radio were quieter than the normal responses, which to me seems like a bleed over, overlapping signal type of thing. And that's kind of how we think a ghost talking on the spirit box would work. We don't think the spirits use the words of the radio stations and are picking and choosing them to fit what they want to say. We think they are somehow broadcasting their own signal, and it is overlapping or bleeding over on certain radio frequencies. So who knows exactly what happened in this situation. We did not get any bleed over like that during the test at Gregman's, but we've only done this twice, so we need to try it a few more times. The flux did go off a couple times in the garage. Not really to any questions though. What is kind of interesting is that Jim said in the first video that the closer you get to the shed, the more active it is. And our investigations kind of line up with that. I think it's more of the driveway than the shed, but 90% of our equipment triggers happened in the downstairs, outside, or in the garage, across both investigations. So in our mind, it was either something paranormal or something we can't find making a high EMF environment closer to the ground and towards the back of the house. Which leads into the best equipment trigger of the night, which was the last downstairs session, where the music box starts to go off, turns off, and then flux turns on, the K2 spikes, and Josh and Nicole both feel a temperature drop. This is a sequence of events that includes motion, EMF, and temp. Those are the situations you are kind of looking for with these investigations, and we know it wasn't towards a question, so really no information was to be gathered, but it's just an awesome thing to experience. To throw some doubt on it, at first I thought I was making the music box trigger, but it didn't go off the rest of the session. The Xbox was on, so that EMF spike might not be anything. And we are in the basement, so it might have just felt colder being in the basement. For all those things to happen in a row and in such rapid succession, we like to think that there might have been potentially something paranormal in that room with us. And finally, our last spirit box session did have more direct answers. And once again, the name Russell keeps coming through. No equipment went off, but there is still that Russell through line to the responses. So the final conclusion for us is that we are not dealing with multiple spirits, and there is nothing evil. We like to think that if there is a spirit there, that it is Russell, due to the responses we got through the spirit box, and the fact that our equipment only went off close to Russell's things. We don't know if the typewriter was his. The only things that Russell had any attachment to in that house were downstairs and the shed. If we were to go back, we would probably just stay downstairs and outside for the whole investigation, and try and narrow things down about the EMF, try to get more direct answers. But I don't think we will need to, as Jim just recently reached out to us with an update. He's experiencing less activity, so we probably don't need to come back. I don't know if that is because we asked Russell to calm things down at the end of our last session, or if the advice we gave Jim and his wife, which was to keep reiterating that sentiment when anything happened. But overall, these were very successful investigations in our opinion. So if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Coming up next for the channel, we have a residential that I think will be an interesting video. It's a couple, one believes in the paranormal, one doesn't. So they are conflicted on what is causing the activity in their home. We probably will be doing at least one more of these review type of videos. Then we are going to be investigating Nicole's house, which she's always known was haunted but not evil. So she didn't care to investigate it herself. So that should be fun to try and figure out what that is. And then after that, we are doing a fun collab with a very small online presence paranormal group and going to a bigger location that they have gone to multiple times. We are not only investigating with them during the night, but also going to be basing our investigation on their claims. So that'll be fun for us at least, and make the video a little bit different. So I hope you stick around for the next couple months for those videos, and we're hoping to have some pretty cool things lined up for October. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next one.